So mid-deployment then.
Yes.
Has Ludvig finished, I guess?
I think Luda is finished because Sami has placed like 2 units in a row, maybe 3 units in a row. So I suppose the 10 Hellions are in reserve, or he's hidden them somewhere. Maybe placed 20 Hellions down behind the rock in the southwestern corner.
Ooh. I'm gonna go out and check if I can see some Hellions.
Double check the Hellions. And then now we have a little bit more threat range measuring for the last boat. And Sami is a bit afraid of those boats. Maybe he's going for the giving Ludde the first turn, baiting me out, and then making a huge counter strike.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of Hellions in the rightmost druid.
They're done.
towards the
Let's
center,
see.
And a bunch of Hellions behind the rock in the southwestern corner.
Okay, excellent. So Sami gets the first turn.
What does that mean for Dark Eldar? I remember back in 5th and 6th edition that basically the Dark Eldar player who started won the game.
Well, it's not the same right now because you can't. You shouldn't be able to do a first turn charge unless you're very, very, very lucky. So I wonder if Sami is actually gonna play a little bit defensive, except with the infiltrating mandrakes.
Yeah.
I would say that Ludvig has the upper hand going second.
Yeah.
Because he's also tucked in quite well behind the ruins. I don't know how much line of sight they actually can draw. So I would say going second is a boon for Ludvig.
How do these two lists differ from one another? Like, what's the big choices they made, or is it basically a mirror match?
It is not a mirror match. The big differences is that the Ludde has a ton of strength. I think it's strength 4 or strength 5 vicious. As I mentioned earlier, Drukhari isn't my strong suit. I am not a guru. But the difference is the amount of bodies that Ludvig has compared to Sami, because Sami has 3 Cronoses and 3 Taloses, but they can punch and shoot like crazy. So if Sami can utilize both the shooting and the close combat with all those monsters, then it will look good. But if Ludvig gets the jump on him, actually manage to shoot out some of them, then I think this should be Ludde's game.
Yeah. Sami, quite a competent player actually. I think he's like rank 1 as Blood Angels in Sweden at the moment.
Yeah, he's still ranked top in Sweden with Blood Angels. And he's a bit of a spicy list, a lot of incubi. Not that they're great against Drukhari with a lot of invul saves. So I think he's actually teched against something else, not against Drukhari.
Yeah. Maybe a certain Mechanicum list, who knows?
Maybe. But when I look at the list, I think Marine Killer.
Yeah.
Which is a bit odd for Sami, because he should know that it's not a Marine meta anymore.
In before Space Marines takes home the tournament.
That would be surprising.
Yeah.
But right now, isn't it Eldari that's actually in the lead? Yes?
Yeah, it's Michael Segerlund with his Eldari force.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Start.
I believe he actually had a lot of, the current meta in mind when he built the list, that he found like tools to play both against Mechanicums, against the Sisters of Battle, and Dark Eldar. So as long as, like, in my experience, a codex that's maybe not optimal becomes really great when you actually manage to really hit the sweet spot in countering the meta.
He's playing the double death spinners, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The artillery tanks.
And
Or is it triple, even?
Yeah, the Night Spinner maybe, I think. Yeah. So
Night Spinner.
that should be like real good against those
Yeah.
large blobs of Skitar Rangers.
And sisters.
Yeah.
Um,
Although we have some wonky sisters list as well in this tournament. Like 24 freaking penitent engines.
Is it 24? Oh, it's so beautiful, and it's actually really well painted as well.
Well,
Well, bye, Henrik. See you in a moment. Duty called for Henrik, so we are alone at the moment. So Sami is just pushing up. With Cavalite warriors. Now it's time for the Taluses. The Archon moves up into the ruin behind cover, so he will not be able to be targeted. Taluses follow. Just setting up for an ambush.
I am back from my Age of Sigmar duties.
No, that was a quick one.
Yep.
Well, it seems like Sami is playing really smart, not exposing anything, just staying back, let Ludvig come to him, because he knows that everything can die in a single shooting and fight phase.
What would prevent Ludvig, though, from doing the same and just camping it out? I mean, if Sami takes a passive first round, why couldn't other Dark Age...
Well, the 20-point system.
Yeah, but I mean...
Someone must initiate.
Yeah, but like initiating with a bad initiate and losing would be worse than just getting a close game.
Well, sure, but Ludvig also have the second turn, and he gets a double scoring at the end on the main objectives. So he could actually just camp this game out. It would be terrible watching a really boring stream to watch, but I don't think that will happen. Ludvig is famous for being extremely aggressive with every single list he builds, so...
My type of man, then.
Yeah, he goes by the ABC, always be charging.
Yeah. But, like, if I was Sam, I would sacrifice something to at least entice the aggressive play.
But he is sacrificing something. You still have the infiltrating units there on the bottom objectives. And I think Ludde are really, really enticed to fly over the wrecks, charge something behind them, or the mandrakes, charge the unit of warriors behind them, and then the trading game starts.
Yeah.
And but I think Ludvig will win the trading game because I think he has more units, has more bodies.
Yeah. Seeing Ludvig's army as well really makes me hungry, though.
Why?
It's French blue.
It's French blue. No, stay away from the paint. Stop shotting the freaking paint.
Yeah. Could you imagine just taking a bite out of that raider? Oh.
I bet it tastes like blueberries.
Yeah.
So a small unit of Hellions are moving up into the ruin. There's a lot of things in that ruin. Too bad blast templates ain't a thing anymore.
Yeah. Oh, good night, sweet prince. I'm one of those weirdos that really enjoyed the blast and flamer templates.
You're a freak.
Yeah, but it awarded clever movement phases, like a lot.
It did.
I'm not saying that you don't get awarded anymore from clever movement phases, but it was like such a concrete way of having somebody blob up their orcs and then just placing a flamer template straight through them and just devastating the unit.
But the problem wasn't the flamer template, it was the blast template when you start missing and scattering.
Yeah, well, then it wasn't the blast template, it was the scatter die.
Oh, okay, it was the scatter die. So we should remove the scatter die and bring back
I think
the
actually
blast
you should
template.
have, like, dedicate a model you would hit, roll a hit die. If you missed, your opponent gets to move the template 3 inches.
That could work.
Yeah. I mean, removing it all together, sure, it sped up the game a bit, but yeah, I missed the templates.
Yeah, me too. Sorta. I like the speed of just rolling dices.
Yeah.
But it was a feeling when you took this huge template just straight into orcs or Tyranids.
This is a Vindicator tank.
Boom!
Yeah.
Strength 10, humongous blast.
Indeed.
It was good times, good times.
Yeah. Or like the absolute horror of a slime marble deep striking and just
Don't
shocking at them we charge at you.
And then shooting you with his sniper pistol.
Yeah. Oh, those were the days. Or Riptide just overcharging the plasma destroyer of doom and destruction.
Ooh, I remember those days.
Wasn't it like an Imperial Guard tank that could like chuck out 9 templates or some bullshit?
It was the Annihilator, the one with the plasma cannon. Then you had
the-
extra plasma cannons on the side.
Yeah.
It could just spam those blast templates.
5 templates, I think. 3 from the main cannon.
Three,
and 2 from
exactly,
each
3
side.
from the main, and then 2 from the plasma. No, the plasma cannons had blast back in the day. He didn't shoot
Yeah.
several shots. It was good old times.
Indeed.
Or second edition,
Mhm.
when you shot Cyclone missile launchers and you took out your old LP, just placed it on the table,
Yeah.
covering the entire army of your opponent. So Sami blobbed up.
Yeah, could you imagine a Vindicator shot in the center of that building?
Oh. A nerdgasm.
Yeah, just getting to place all those Dark Eldar below your blast template.
Toughness 3 versus 10, winning 2+.
Yeah.
But cover saves.
Go.
5 plus cover save.
Yeah. But still, I mean,
Dead.
yeah.
Absolutely dead. Sami's talking to himself.
Yeah. As one should when playing.
Mm-hmm.
Except you maybe should do it in your head and not share information with your opponent.
I think he's also looking for confirmation from Ludde that Raiders is actually behind cover,
Yeah.
because they've decided that all the ruins are obscuring,
Okay.
no matter the size.
Quote the shooting phase. I don't think I see anything on the freaking planet.
Nope.
Well, sounds about right.
So it's Ludde's movement phase, or command phase. And Ludde is standing so far away from the mic, we can't hear anything.
Yeah. We need to sort the mic system at some point, but maybe a table boss.
That's a future problem.
Yeah, a future problem. Lude is starting with the actual lasers.
Yes.
So that's such a good tool when playing 40k to actually look like through line of sight around obscuring terrain.
What did you say?
The laser pointer thingy. It's such a good tool when looking around like obscuring terrain.
The
and
laser
such.
pointer is a great tool.
Yeah,
I should get one,
Yeah,
because then you won't have to use your tape measure and like stretch it out and try to squeeze it between terrain.
yeah. I used to actually have a laser pointer like that, but for Malifaux.
Ah,
Then my younger cousins discovered that my dog really enjoyed changing the laser and that they exploited it.
okay. That was the end of that laser.
But I should get a new one. They aren't that. I think it's like 59 kroner, so
Yeah, it's really cheap.
around €5 or $5.
5-6 euros.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so Ludde goes out aggressive with one raider.
Yeah.
I think that's the Trueborn with Dark Lances.
Yeah.
He's double checking the stats on the Kronuses to see how much damage they will do.
Yeah, that's like one of the units in Dark Eldar that really has staying power compared to like a raider that tends to be quite flimsy.
Yeah, both the Kronos and the Talos has quite some staying power, especially now when he's buffed them. I think there's toughness 7 now. Feel no pains, invulns. So they're tough. He will require a lot of lasers, and I don't actually think that he sees them from where he stands right now. But it could be he can solve that in later turns as well, as long as he doesn't suffer great casualties on the
Yeah.
return fire.
But yeah, especially in a matchup like this, actually, like enticing your opponent to make the big push at the right moment would be like one of the big like gains in the game. So it's not like camp out game that this might turn into if Ludde doesn't really dedicate in this time.
This is pretty much like people who played old Warhammer Fantasy when it was two Britonians facing off against each other. The inching game.
Yeah.
You just want to lure them out and then you pounce.
Yeah.
And then you hope that you've done the math correctly so that in the end you have traded up.
Yeah.
Ludde is considering attacking the big blob behind the ruin there, but I don't think he will get a shot in.
Yeah.
And
He's too out of position, to be honest.
Yeah, he needs to. I don't really know what he needs to do now. Probably wait. Don't get too aggressive. Because I think that is the fun part about Drukhari versus Drukhari. It is the movement phase.
Yeah.
Like you can almost see how they think. They're checking the threat ranges 2 or 3 times. What am I ready to trade? It's an interesting game. Especially considering they're quite a short range army, a lot of melee and blasters. So they want to get up close, not like Admec, who can stay on the other side of the table and go delete.
Yeah. How potent is indirect fire in 40k, I would say?
Well, that depends. We have the orc buggy list that people have talked about a lot. That's just insanely potent. But in general, it's not that great. Indirect fire is mostly used to just squish small units that stay behind cover to hold objectives. But it's also great against huge blobs because you get the full number of attacks.
Yeah.
But it's not that potent unless you take really heavily into it. Like the Eldar army that plays first now. Yes, like all the indirect fire weapons in the world.
Yeah.
But you become a bit passive. Many indirect fire platforms are quite sensitive. They're not that tough. And the indirect fire weapon are usually the main armament.
Yeah, okay.
Unlike the Scorpius Destroyer for Adeptus Mechanicus, because they have a lot of guns apart from that indirect fire cannon. Okay, Ludde has placed a lure. Or, nah, he changed his mind. So he wants to place the boat inside of the ruin instead of in front of it. Okay, I thought first that Ludde was gonna try to bait Sami in with that raider, but apparently he felt a bit chicken.
Yeah.
So we moved back behind the ruins.
But legit, for a matchup like this, you should have like the beta raider, like, a raider that has some really just as cheap as it humanely can be. That just do something stupid with, so your opponent reveals himself, and then you can just go ham on whatever is
Just
revealed.
throw in some vicious, so it's like kinda a threat, so people want to kill it. You should really have a bait raider.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, maybe Sami can now just move out of that ruin and charge him through the wall with not with the Cronoses because they are monsters, but with the rest of his army. Well, they're spending a lot of time in the moon phase at least, even though they have like 7 models on the table.
Yeah. I think there was actually some like a real battle where the commanders just tried to keep baiting each other into each other and be like pull forth, pull back, like advance on the flanks, etc. for like an hour before anything actually happened, and it's like.
Isn't that like every single historical battle?
Yeah, but it was like one that's known for being like insanely baited. It was just hours upon hours of baiting before anyone actually dedicated something. I don't remember where it happened though.
No. Is it a modern?
No, it was like
like historical.
pre-firearms.
Oh, okay.
Ish.
like Roman days.
Yeah, I remember like there was some analytics on like some zoo books, and they had that one as an example you could read about, and how the commanders thought and how it could lead to like some ridiculousness.
Yeah. But back in those days, they were uh, they thought that they needed like the permission of seers to actually engage in battle.
Yeah, but like the main thought of thinking was like, we don't engage if we don't have the optimal situation to swing the battle in our favor.
Well, of course.
So as
an
soon as
army was expensive.
Yeah, so as soon as they got like even a slight disadvantage, it's like, nah, I don't want to fight on that place, and started retreating until they got advantage, and then their enemy realized, oh crap, we don't have the advantage anymore.
Well, battles are dangerous.
Yeah, indeed.
What are they shaking? What can it be?
Line of sight with the Beta Raider.
Fire and Fade. So we have a... He shot the lance, it hit, it wounded. Took the armor save, blaster, it hit. One wound. Goes through. I'm not sure what Raging Ludvig said, because what he's shooting at, because it's just, I shoot at that, and then just pointed in the general direction of Sami's army.
40k 1 of 1. You heard it first. Heard. I can't speak to it. You heard it here. I can't do the voice. Basically, you heard it here first, people.
Yeah. But watching a battle like this is like watching it with binoculars.
We really need a bigger screen for. And Ludvig not just pointing in the general direction of stuff.
So something took 5 hits, and everything went through. But he doesn't remove anything, so God knows what it was.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't really concentrate.
So
just watching all this French blue.
What he's doing now, he shoots with everything from the Raiders into the poor Mandrakes. Millions want to hit, so he only hits 4 times with the first boat. 1 dead. I think that's dead Mandrakes. Three more saves on the Mandrakes. 2 dead. Now he's rolling several units at the same time just to save some time. He's quite certain to kill those Mandrakes. And now wounding and force. Here we go. 8 wounds. And they're dead. First blood.
Yeah. Is that still a thing?
But no, it's not a thing. But it is first blood.
Yes,
Thank God that's not a thing
Yeah.
anymore.
As you might hear, I haven't really played 40k in a lot of years.
But didn't we still have first blood in like 8th edition?
We did?
Maybe we did. No, we didn't.
I didn't actually play any 8th editions, I wouldn't know. Well,
Is
I think
first blood such a long time ago?
Yeah, it was like 7.
Oh, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
But then again, I still remember 2nd edition, so darn, I'm getting old.
Yeah. Ludvig didn't actually reveal anything. He took it quite campy, right, I'd say.
Yeah, I think he played correctly. He should not take that bait.
Yeah, so
He should just play it safe, play it cool,
Yeah, I can see the big two buildings there in the middle. It's filled with Dark Eldar. Like, you come over here if you dare it. And like, no, you come over here.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of monkey.
Of elderberries, you mean?
I will double check their scores.
Yeah. Fun fact: the Monty Python elderberries quote was also said in Game of Thrones, but in Valerian, I think. But yeah, I guess this first round is what you would call like a double passive. I mean, not much happened. A bunch of mandrakes died.
So we're heading into turn 2. Let's see if this defensive game continues or if Sami feels ready to commit.
Yeah, like, I mean, it is the smart thing to do, I guess, but like, you need to commit something eventually, but if you commit something, it will like guarantee die, and that would actually like be the path of getting a 0 to 20, but if they play like a draw almost, that's not going to benefit anyone.
No, it's gonna not benefit anyone. Especially when we go into day 2.
Yeah.
But he still has a chance here if we can somehow get an objective secure unit into his. Oh, I'm tired. Onto the objective he's holding, then he might be able to. Nah, they're too far away because he needs to get 2 units into 2 of his objectives to force him to score 5 points.
Yeah.
But he's committing 1 at least. Then he still needs to get something into the other objective to make Ludvig score 5. And Sami has done 1 return Octarius data, but we will score that when he's actually done with it. Because I guess he will score all 4 Octarius datas. If he can get into that castle of raiders down in the southwestern.
For somebody who doesn't play 40k, what is Octarius data?
Retrieve Octarius data, you need to do an action in every single table quarter, and the more table quarters you do it in, the more you score.
Okay.
Sami is destroying the table. Minus 10 points to Gryffindor.
Yeah, I usually say like disqualified in curling. You touch the orb thingy.
A curling reference that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, but if you touch the slidey ball thingy, I don't actually know the name, you get like disqualified for the punt. And if you mess up the train,
Why do you know the rules of curling?
I mean, it makes sense. It's like it's like bowling except you sweep.
Ah, that's true, and it's on ice.
Yeah.
It's a thematic for where we live.
Apparently Canada is good at it, and Sweden.
And Sweden.
Yeah.
Apparently Skellefteå is really good at curling.
Yeah. Who knew? Winter countries were good at winter sports.
Oh my god. And still we obsess over soccer.
Yeah. Why obsess over soccer when we could obsess over Warhammer 40k?
Obsess over plastic.
Yeah.
So he's advancing a very, very small miniature.
What is that even?
No, I will go out and double check. Be right back. I think it's an Archon.
Yeah, something tiny just made a push for the top right raider. I mean, well, top left raider, I guess.
The mystery sword, it's a wish. It's not a wish, it's a
Succubus.
Yes, a succubus with the net and the pointy sticky thingy.
Pointy sticky thingy.
They're good, apparently.
Yeah. Didn't they used to have like some broken build for a succubus?
Yeah, they did. Like the infinite attack build.
Yeah. I remember the internet going wild about it.
Yeah. And no one was surprised when it got nerfed.
Yeah. Except Ludde.
Yeah.
Well,
But then again, Ludde rages over everything.
yeah.
So he's considering moving up his Chronoses. He remembered that he has Hellions in that building.
Could you imagine if like that succubus is the only push it does like, here, have one small character.
Well, it's super cheap. Okay, he
changed
changes.
his mind. Well, maybe this wasn't that great of a game to stream. The suspense is killing me.
Suspense. But I think he will send in the Hellions to deny him points because it's a really small unit of Hellions. There
Yeah.
we go.
Is that his beta raider?
Those Hellions will not kill a raider, but he's just gone up in the lead.
Yeah.
And with a bit more measuring, checking those angles. Ludvig is playing with his dices.
Yeah.
Okay, he just shimmied his Chronoses a little bit. I think he's planning on shooting down the raider.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go and watch so that Age of Sigmar tournament hasn't exploded in my absence. I'll be back when they actually do something.
Yeah, when it's spontaneously combusted. So Sami keeps on pushing up the raiders a little bit at a time. Sami seems to be quite indecisive what he wants to do. It's turned into quite a turtley game. But it feels like Sami wants to do something. So he disembarks Incubi. And he takes the... So he runs the Incubi into the corner. I think he's placed them on the bottom floor. Sami is showing quite some indecisiveness. He's trying to decide who will do Rod. So he will back off with some Cabalite warriors to do Rod on his table edge. Or table half, not edge. So we have retrieve Octarius data in the bottom right objective. And the Vrax, I think he hid behind the rock, runs into the boat. He's discussing on moving up the raider behind the ruins in his deployment zone to take a few dark lance shots. Okay, so he's planning on firing fading back behind cover after his shot. That's a good move. He starts with the Trueborn shooting the second bottom raider. He misses. And the boat misses. And he keeps on missing even though he rerolls. And then he fire fades back behind cover. Well, that did absolutely nothing. When Sami says that was not like I planned. Now he will shoot with everything into the raider on the top. Sami rolls quite bad. Nothing from the first salvo. Second boat into Ludvig's boat. Is bracketed but hits. One wound. 5 up involve. Nope. 5 wounds. Next boat. Misses. Sam is complaining that he's having a bad shooting face, and I must agree, it's a terrible shooting face. He will shoot with the Hellions into the Raider. 9 shots. Ludvig reminds him that he -1 to hit. And 1 wound. 4 up save. So the advancing, I think it's Vicious, are shooting the Hellions behind the Raiders in the bottom left corner. For 3 wounds. 5 up. He failed 2, I suppose. So one Hellion is dead. Let's see. So Sami's going into the charge phase. He forgot about the Chronuses, so he will shoot with the Chronuses first before declaring charges. 2 of the Chronuses can see the Raider. Oh, 4 wounds on the Raider and it is destroyed. Will it explode? Does not explode. Sami speaks a bit too much, I think. Now it's telling Ludvig that his plan was to kill that boat, and it is a good plan. Now we can charge the Hellions into the guys inside. Let's see if any one of the riders die. Ludvig is saying something about stuff being bizarre. The rage is soon here. How many die? 2 dead from the crashed raider. So there's 8 Cabalite warriors, and now the Hellions charge them. They are in. Now let's see if those 3, or is it a 5-man squad of Hellions? I think it's a 5-man squad of Hellions. Can they slice up 8 Cabalite warriors? But he has more charges. He's contemplating what he wants to charge. He charged the 3 boats, the two bottom boats, and the one in the ruins. And well, it's a 2-inch charge or something, so he connects with all of them. Time to fight. Start with the Hellions. So we have 21 attacks going into the Cabalite warriors. Sami pays command points to reroll ones to hit. Since it's still in turn 2 and only hit on 3+ in melee. A lot of hits. Wounding on 3s. Two 6s. 2 dead. And then 11. 5 up saves. Splat. That was all of the Cabalite warriors. So now we have second blood for Sami. And but now Ludde only has one objective, so he will only score 5 points. Unless, for some reason, he kills the gnats standing on the objective, but I don't think so. I had to double check. The unit in the bottom left corner fighting the raiders are actually a unit of Hellions. Now we're discussing what type of drugs they took. But this was not a bonus to strength, so... Well, those Hellions, they didn't kill anything, but they've done their job. Denying Ludvig the 10 points, putting him on the back foot, now forcing him to engage in turn 2. Because this is a trade game, Sami now can continue. The raiders actually kill 3 of the Hellions. Jesus. Oh, raiders never change. Just double checking coherency. Moral for the Hellions. They run. Oh, the Hellions ran away. Oh, that is so big. That is so big. All of a sudden, Ludde is back. All of a sudden, Ludde is back with 10 points on main. Oh my lord. I should have done insane bravery. Oof, that was so big. Sami's cursing. Sami is still cursing over the failed morale check. He really should have just spent those command points, and he would have had a ship lead and could have kept on pressing advantage. But now the ball is back into Ludvig's court. Let's see what Ludvig does with it. And the Kronos has reduce all damage with 1. So Ludvig, more cursing. Thank God you can't hear what they're saying, because it would not be child friendly. But the Kronos has reduced damage from the homunculus. Ludvig is considering if he can engage the blob in the top building, but with the Archon there, with a Gym Blade, all the Kronoses, I think he will decide against it.
Så jävla dum jag är. Alltså, jag har gjort bort mig.
Ja, satan vad du gjorde bort det där.
Ja, men alltså det var så jävla puckat.
Det är bara 10 main.
Ja, men jag hade ju den här att han var till 5 bara.
Ja, jo.
Men alltså, det var så jävla dumt.
Jag sa det, shit, titta nu blir du checkleader, du vill ha så här.
Nej, så jag...
Och sen bara, Suckus så springer.
Gör det.
Ja, en 5, det är... De ställer sig, ja fan de kan ju springa in nu. Ställer sig här inne. En tur från båda.
I went out to double check the victory points for Ludde, and Sami looks so upset about giving away those points, because now Ludde also has 10 main objective. Sami will beat himself tonight. That was 10 big points. 5 big points he just lost. Oh, he is. Sami has done another mistake. He actually stands in the ruin with his raider on the most right objective, so Ludvig can actually shoot it with dark lances. Oh, big mistakes, big mistakes. Picking off a free raider. Oh yes. But Sami still has this huge blob of threats in that top ruin. So Ludvig moves up something small. I must double check what it is. I've double checked the table and it is a Beastmaster. He moves up towards the Hellions. Let's see, will he commit something else to take out those Hellions on the top objective? Or does he think that the Beastmaster will be enough? This is a type of game that really excites me. It's like the tension just builds up, and you can feel how anytime now all this fury and rage will be released. Is the bait raider coming out again? Ludvig is considering placing out the bait raider. Ludvig is also commenting what we mentioned before, that they're both glass cannons. If he commits anything, it will just die. But eventually he has to commit something. I think we have a unit of incubi. It was the second unit of Hellions committing to kill off those Hellions on the top from Sami. So those Hellions are dead, probably from shooting, because that's 10 Hellions and 1 Beastmaster. But then again, I think Ludvig actually wants to charge into those Hellions and charge into those Hellions just to get the extra movement and move out of line of sight from the Cronoses, because otherwise they will just be wasted on a defensive move. What we have there, I think, is Vicious from one of the Raiders. Okay, Ludvig is making some offensive plays here with his raiders. But he's staying far away from that middle blob. Another speed bump. Placing the raider to block movement, I guess. Also get some shots off at the raider in the back. But if he's Ludvig seems to be doing some math hammering to see what he wants to commit. He seems to have made a decision. Okay, he's moving up the raiders. He just wants to make sure that he has line of sight to the raider. Sami is hitting himself again for his second mistake this game with the fire and fade into what he thought was obscuring cover, but Ludvig is making a big play here. If this doesn't pay off, then this will swing quickly. Okay, he's dismounting Drasar. Yes, Ludvig has finally committed to dismounting Drasar and advancing him. He wants to reroll the advance. Cocked. A 6. So a 16-inch move for Drasar. That was 10 inches. Ludvig takes a 4-inch charge into the Chronoces with Drasar. He's planning on doing some damage to them, even though they can be resurrected. Okay, so Sami has put himself on the terrain again. Ludvig just needs true line of sight to that raider on top of the ruin. Oof. That can come and bite him in the butt. Sami just said that his brain is not working, he's thinking wrong. And I must agree. Sami is coming up with excuses why he's playing badly, of course. But then again, it's game 3. They're all exhausted. It's quite taxing playing 3 games in a row. So Ludvig starts with shooting with 10 vicious into the unit at the bottom. And a grenade.
Nej, det är suckar från båten.
I double checked what he's actually shooting at. He's shooting at bikes and a unit of wrecks.
Men vi kommer skjuta en, 2 lansar.
Sami seems a bit tilted. A bit frustrated. Next boat. One wound on the raider. 6 damage into the raider. It's the last boat. Hit with after the reroll. A wound, and it is destroyed. It does not blow up. One died from the raider. One boat into the top raider. Hit but no wound. So far this is okay. Rerolls. He rerolled, but he didn't wound. You can't change the past. Hit with the last raider. Nothing, no wounds. The Beastmaster throws a grenade. He takes the 3 mortal wounds from the grenade, and he takes 3 mortal wounds. So 1 is dead, and 1 takes 1 wound. Ludvig is making some interesting trades here at the moment. But I want to see Sami's counterattack, because I think that would be brutal. 3 hits. 1 wound. 2 wounds in total. I think there was no damage. Okay, it was 1 damage on the raider. Ludvig charges with the succubus into both the bikes and the racks, and she is in. It's the succubus has the relic whip with extra attacks, but no warlord traits or anything like that. So it's just a blender, but not a super blender.
Båten där bakom charger.
The boat charges. Is only a 3-inch charge. Is it 4 inches? It's in. It's within 1 inch. Vicious into the incubi.
Och jag menar,
It's a vicious in the middle of the board. We'll charge the incubi. That's at the moment standing on the top of the wall, but they are actually standing on the bottom floor. It's just easier to put them on the top floor. They're checking if he can avoid the heroic intervention range from the Archon. And I think... Yes, he avoided the heroic intervention range. Here comes the shard from Darazar, the master of blades. It was a 4-inch charge and he rolls a 6. So he's in and he should be outside of heroic intervention range from the Archon. Well, yes. The Hellions charges in into Sami's Hellions on the top objective. They don't even roll for that. It's so close. It's an auto charge. I think he's double checking the toughness of the Cronoses. So Drassar will start attacking the Kronos. He's considering which units he will sacrifice. Will he sacrifice Drassar by striking with the Vicious first? Or will he give Sam a chance to intervene and kill the Vicious? So let's see. I think he decided Drassar. Yes, Drassar into Cronoses. Everything hits. So forced. And now they have a discussion if Drassar has the keyword incubi. So I think the codex will be pulled out. So we had to go out there to resolve the rule discussion there, and it is confirmed. Drassar do not get his own bonus. Bonus to wound. Some pile-in shenanigans there. And he interrupts with Sami interrupts with the incubi to slice the vicious. Let's see. Oh, he interrupts with the Hellions instead. Sami forgot that incubis only get the bonus attacks when they charge, so maybe he will interrupt with the Hellions only get the bonus attack when they charge, so maybe he will return to interrupt with the incubi. Yeah, he will interrupt with the incubis instead. So 6 wounds. 9 wounds in total.
Det där skulle ta 2 mål på. Det var 5 stycken.
5 dead vicious and Sami takes 2 mortals. And now we can see the beautiful top of the head of Ludvig. 5 vicious. Oh, that hurt. So 21 attacks from the 5 vicious still stand there. And this is +1 strength vicious. He hits on 2s because he threw a grenade earlier. Everything hits. Whoa. Okay, Sami remembers that there is one more guy that needs to attack, and Ludvig, gentleman as he is, lets him attack with that guy. Nothing died from that. Oh, 11 more armor saves with -1, 4+. Only 1 wound. Whoa, spicy rolling. Oh my lord. Why are those incubi still standing? Well, anyway. That was an interesting charge. Now Ludde attacked with the succubus. So he put 4 attacks into the bikes. Okay, he changes his mind all of a sudden. Hits with a boat. Everything hits. 2 wounds. Two saves, so nothing died from the boat. Three attacks into the bikes, the rest into the wrecks from the the succubus. Four wounds. So 2 dead bikes. It was 3 dead wrecks and now the bikes. And 2 dead bikes. Okay, 2 dead wrecks, 2 dead bikes. And Ludvig remains in combat, even though he could consolidate in another direction. But I think he wants to tie down those units in that combat and slice them next turn instead. It was 3 wounds from the bike, but he saved it all. So now we have the Hellions kicking other Hellions.
Jesus, I've been gone for like an hour, nothing has happened.
Well, a lot of actually happened. Ludvig has started the offensive. He's pushed back Sami. Sami has done some really big mistakes. Like not putting his raiders into cover.
Yeah.
So this is... it looks good for Ludvig at the moment. But his Vicious didn't quite do the damage he wanted. His one Incubi is still standing. I suppose he can just hope for morale checks. "24 wounds." I think it's a 5-up save. All of them are dead.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh well.
Such are the times.
Yeah, and Sami also made a huge mistake. He charged in with the Hellions into the huge blob in the lower left objective. So that Ludvig will only score 10 main points. But then he forgot to pay command points to make them pass morale automatically. Fled with all of them. Ludvig scored 10 points. Ludvig back in the driving seat.
Yeah.
I think Ludvig just did some fight twice with Drukhari.
Drukhari is quite the beast, isn't he?
He's a beast. He can kill pretty much anything.
Imperial Knights.
Or maybe no, he hasn't. No, he must be fight twice with Drukhari now.
Yeah, Drukhari, it's like the only Incubi, or well, only Drukhari model I have painted.
What?
It's like Drukhari is the only Drukhari model I have painted. I actually considered starting with them in the prior Codex, but Age of Sigmar took focus.
Yeah, I also considered starting with them before they got the Codex. but I wanted to do an entire Vish army, and Vishes were such crap back in 8th edition. So I realized that I will not have fun.
Yeah.
Now we have a little bit of a rules discussion. They're discussing if he can advance closer to the raider if he goes under the hull. Because if you're under the hull, then you're already at a 0 distance. But as we can see from the top-down cam, Drassar is not under the hull at the moment.
Yeah.
So we could resolve this if we wanted.
Yeah, we should go and resolve it.
Yep.
So be right back.
Be right back.
Han är under det tull, han var under det.
Yeah, sure, you can join in. The mic is
Cool.
still on.
It's on.
Yeah, it's on. So here we have the tournament organizer, Dea,
Yes, hi everybody.
the oldest man alive.
More or less.
Yeah.
So how does it look?
Well, Ludvig is in the driver's seat right now. Sami has done 2 big mistakes, leaving a raider completely exposed after doing a fire and fade, because he's stopped inside of the ruin in his deployment zone rather than ending up behind
The ruin.
Yeah, so you could see the sail, shot it down, boom. So now we have
So he's giving away a raider.
he
without
gave away a
actually-
raider and he charged in with the Hellions into a huge blob in the bottom leftmost objective. He took 3 casualties from the raiders hitting him back on the Hellions, and then he forgot to do insane bravery. So he failed the morale. All the 2 that were left fled. He lost. He gave Ludde an additional 5 victory points.
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
So it's Ludde's turn 2 then.
They still turn 2. They are playing a slow and methodical game.
Thinking through everything
Yeah, well-
except where to.
We're to place the Raiders.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think Sami's also a bit tilted after the first 2 big mistakes in turn 2. So
I think that's it usually happens when you do some like a big serious mistake. Trying to get back from that one could be tough.
especially when it's the 3rd game in the first day,
He had a
So
really.
they are tired.
Yeah.
They're exhausted.
Haven't eaten enough candy.
Haven't eaten enough candy.
No. Drinking not enough coffee.
Yeah, it's not like they eat healthy when they're decent.
No. Hello, we're playing miniature games.
I am fueled by cola.
I saw Sami's second game, actually the end of his second game.
Mm-hmm.
They had 4 and 3 minutes left on the clock with 2 turns left.
Oh,
And they finished off with 10 seconds each on the clock.
oh!
It was a super fast and intense game, so I can understand that he's mentally exhausted after that one.
And this is a mentally taxing game. They both played quite defensively, and his initial poke backfired, and now Ludde is going all out offensive. So I think this will be quite an interesting turn 3 and 4.
Yeah.
If Sami now can capitalize that Ludde has moved up with his raiders, maybe even overextended some of the one in the south, then maybe we will have a interesting
Looking at a
draw-ish.
or small margin victory.
Yeah, but otherwise, if it continues like this, then Ludde will have a victory. Maybe not a major victory, but he will have a victory for
And
sure.
They are, I think they are in quite a good position tournament-wise as well. If one of them could just pull off a
If they could,
rather big victory,
Yeah,
like a 16-4, 17-3 or something like that.
well, they are two good players. Sami is, what is it, like top-ranked Blood Angel player in
Yep.
Sweden
He's
at the
doing,
moment.
He's doing really, really well on the Swedish tournament scene, and Ludde hasn't been traveling around Sweden playing, but he's
He's grinding those games.
Yes, he's grinding those games with his Drukhari, and I think he's been playing like 2 or 3 or 4 games per week probably last 2 months or something.
And he's also been active on Tabletop Simulator. So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
even know how many games he's played the last couple of months. And you can see it in his play. He doesn't rage as much. Even though he still, I know he skips a heartbeat every time I mention Cerberus Raiders.
Keeping the cool.
But he's starting to keep the cool. But Ludvig, he's a great guy. A bit grumpy, but a great guy.
A bit grumpy, yeah, but we love him. We love him.
We still love him.
But he has been pushing for it now with those mistakes from Sami's side. And
Yeah, he took the advantage, and now we'll see if Sami can counter-charge him so hard that it actually pays off.
because he got his Drasar into the Talos blob in the middle of the.
I'm not that concerned. Drasar only wants them 5.
Yeah, but that's the case now. He has Drasar there. It's his Drasar.
It is
that's
committed,
Yeah.
but he still have 20 vicious hidden in those raiders, and he has 2 blobs of 10 Hellions still skimming around the battlefield, and those hurt.
Ludus.
The
The Hellions are nasty.
and you also have the extra strength on all the vicious, on all the wish cults.
Yeah.
So
But do we see a lot of Hellions in the like traditional Drukhari armies? I know that in the beginning of the Drukhari Codex they were a thing. Are they still a thing, like 2 units of 10 each, or?
that's a very good question.
I know, I'm full of it. No, but I'm
But you know I'm an Admech player, so I know everything about Drukhari. I don't know if it is a thing, but Ludde sure likes them.
Yeah, because he's playing. Both of them are playing kind of a Sami is playing kind of strange or alternative version of the Drukhari with Talos and Kronos.
But it's
It's still Drukhari, so
it's still Drukhari, so it's still good. The only thing that's strange that it doesn't have 6 Kronoses and goes with the 3 Taloses.
he's playing 3 of each.
3 of each, 3
Yeah.
Talos, 3 Kronos. And that's a bit strange. The Kronos is a bit more tanky.
Do you think he would swap something else and playing with 6 Kronos instead and 3 Talos, or playing 6 Kronos?
I don't
straight
know.
up?
I'm not a top player in Sweden.
But maybe you can even
Sami
sounds
is-
like you know.
I know. I sound confident, but don't
I mean,
ask me.
It's internet. We can just say things. And,
What do we say in Sweden? Killgissa.
yeah, oh, absolutely. And I know Lodi is playing more the traditional type of Drukhari list, but he isn't playing. He isn't playing Cult of Strife.
No.
So he's. I know he's kind of have a grudge against the Book of Fire, Book of Rust, whatever, which one it is.
Isn't it the Book of Rust?
Yeah, I think it is. And he didn't like the way that it was released the same day as the Drukhari Codex, and
Yeah.
it's those those grudgy things.
Yeah, it's sort of kind of like talking about Warhammer Plus with him. That really gets his blood boiling.
Should we make Sami a favor, just going out mentioning Warhammer Plus? See what's happening.
It's a great service. With tons of content.
Absolutely, released every day.
Every single day.
But I like it. But that's a whole nother thing.
I haven't checked it really.
I haven't checked much, but I've checked the Blood Angel, Angels of Death, Angels of something.
The only thing I've heard is from my good friend in Skellefteå who plays Blood Angels.
And hate it.
It was like, couldn't they have more skulls? Like an old school Space Marine player, more skulls, more gold.
A GW thing that doesn't have enough skulls. Is that even possible?
Everything.
Everything.
Skull taker needs more skulls.
More skulls. We have a cape. Let's fill it with skulls.
Okay, so Sami is doing the huge push.
He's going with the Talos and Kronos now out of the ruin, right?
Yeah, I think he's committing with everything to crush the center, split up Ludwig's forces into two. Probably try to tie up the Hellions as well after he has destroyed the Raiders with shooting. I hope Ludde has some. Oh, what do we have there? Is it vicious? I think we have vicious. Squintovision, initiate. Yeah, I think he will try to charge them so that he doesn't get the bonus attacks.
Jag måste döda sucken på något sätt. Då är frågan hur jag vill döda suckibussen. För de...
Okay, so we have some incubi going towards the Hellions. So I suppose that's dead Hellions.
Yep.
And then we have Kronos' und so weiter going for the Raiders.
So if he has a turn now, picking off both those raiders, and then kind of depends on how the close combat between Incubus and Hellions will turn out.
But he will fight first there.
Yes, I guess
because
he will
if
wipe them out.
yeah, because if he interrupts, then that's just dead Incubus. But still, it's all a matter about those. Can Ludde actually kill the Kronoses and the Talos? Because if he can kill them in a painless way, he has more bodies.
I think
So-
that would be the game.
Yeah, and I said in the beginning of the match as well, Ludde has more bodies, so he will probably win the trading game.
Especially if Sami is giving away raider quite early.
Yeah, he's giving up one raider, and that unit will be out of the game for at least another turn, just running up.
But then if the Talosas could take down, as you said, take down the raiders, and the Incubus could take the objective on the top left, then he might get some board control on.
Yeah, and the thing is, Ludde will have to scramble to get everything in order because he wants to shoot the Kronoses and the Taloses with the Dark Lances.
Yeah, I guess you have to. But he's playing. Ludde is playing herd banners and bring it down. Bring it down is the Kronoses, Talosas, and Drasa, I guess.
No, Drassar is not a monster.
No, sorry, bring it down. Sorry, I was,
It's the Raiders.
the raiders, yeah.
And the Kronoses and
Yeah, the Kronoses will bring it down as well.
I
And-
think it was a bad pick, to be honest. It's not that many points
No,
because it's 10 wounds. Just 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Or do the Raiders have 12 wounds?
no.
Or are they just
10, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of people don't like Astra Militarum, because all the chimeras and stuff have 11 wounds.
Yeah, right.
So get that extra wound, becoming twice as bad.
Yeah.
And
You want to
Sam is
stay
playing Herd, Rod, and TTL.
To the last.
Ah. Oh, sorry. To the last. To the last is the
The survive.
yeah, exactly. And that's the Talosas, the Kronosas, and
Uh,
Drasa. Is it?
No, he doesn't play Drassar. Drassar is Ludvig plays
Ah,
Drassar.
okay.
I don't know which
This is a
the-
good thing with popping in mid-game, right? Just giving those old stupid things away.
I don't know which is the next most expensive unit. Maybe
Let us kill Gissa again.
Yes, we can kill Yissa and say, oh, what is it? Maybe some Cavalites?
I could actually have a look.
Yes.
Check with them.
Vi kan göra så här. Nej, de står ju kvar i strid, ja. Så var det. Ursäkta.
Eller har ni fått extra? Jag tänkte, har ni fått extra i... Nej, 24 poäng. Ja, men det som är intressant nu är 24 poäng. Ja, en sväng. Ja, det är färdigt. Vilket är det tredje?
To the last earn. Nej, förlåt. Nej. Ja, men jag kommer inte ihåg floden.
It was those Trueborns.
Yeah, as I said, it's probably the Trueborns. So let's give them some points. So here we have Captain Ludvig.
Go on, Austin.
What have they written?
They have written something and then not written something.
Isn't Ludvig in university?
Uh, he was anyway.
I would give him an F in everything. This is unreadable. Well, Sami at least has 2 rods, but we will note that in the end when we know how many he's gotten. To the last is still he's still going on
He's
full.
still going, yep.
Yeah,
Everything is on the table.
and herd.
We'll give them points at the end of this turn.
They haven't noted anything on the herd, so they at least they have 20 points each. That's the main objective.
Vad fan ska jag hitta på då? Han vill inte kasta den där granaten, för det är inte värt det. För de dör inte, han kommer inte döda den ändå. Det är inte värt det. Jag kan hålla den så. Ja, okej. Så det är inte värt det. Det får vara vad det är. Yes. Det vill jag förmodligen inte göra. Och sen så kör vi lite då. Det är väl det jag kan unna mig. Vad kan jag mer göra? Ja, jag kan göra en sak till. Nej, det kan jag inte. Nej, men då...
So we will fix the points here. Ludde still at 10.
Have you answered this? Is there a way to follow the results question, by the way?
Oh, sorry everyone. I've been talking so much with with the TO that I've actually failed to notice that people have
I
written.
think that's on the new one, actually. Yeah, it's on the BCP app, the best coast pairing, where you can find if you check out Fantasia Fanatic XL, as in 40. You should find it, so if you have the BCP app, just scroll in.
Sorry for missing the chat. We had too much fun complaining over Ludvig and
You're
Sami.
supposed to be the host, Jim.
I know I am a failure.
Yeah, but
Repent,
Yeah.
repent. Where is this 24 Pentient engine list? I will join it.
yeah, well, you're doing great, so it's fine.
I am also tired.
So, yeah, stuff has, well, you've been streaming for 10 hours and 42 minutes and 54 seconds.
New personal record. Anyway, the match is actually escalating now quite quickly. Many mistakes from Sami's side, but I think Ludde has overextended a little bit. Now he is way too close to the Taloses and Cronoses. He will get charged. Incubi will go into the Hellions.
So did Drassar kill all the stuff?
Adrasar killed nothing.
Oh. That's disappointing.
Yeah,
Are they still in turn 2, or what's happening?
they are. Oh, they say that they're still in turn 2. Turn 3.
Oh,
Sami is playing his turn 3. Ludvig hasn't played their turn 3.
okay.
As I said to Dea, it's a slow and methodical game.
Yeah, a lot of lazy pointers.
Mm-hmm. Checking those angles, man. Checking those angles.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't shotted enough washes.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you're making my mouth water for the French blue, you know? But yeah,
Okay, so Sami is lining up to shoot away Drassar, I suppose.
yeah. I mean, why fight him when you can just shoot him?
Don't fight him. That is the solution.
Yeah.
Ja, men förlåt. Men precis. Nej, men ställer dem bara så här då. För nu. Här bak. Liksom. Ja. För det känns tråkigt att de sprängs.
Okay, so he deep strikes on the back end objective. I wonder why. So Sami's done with movement. We go. So it's time for shooting. So he deep strikes and rods in the corner. So that should be his third rod. Time for pew pew. All the ratatatata.
Well, these areas into more like.
Six shots from the Talos into the damaged raider. Okay, so he switches to a raider that shoots another raider. It's the Drukhari way.
Yeah.
Raider versus raider action. Can you feel the excitement?
No.
Henrik,
really.
feel the excitement.
It's been too long.
So many raiders, so much waste of life.
The topmost terrain piece looks like a screaming face as well. I can't unsee it now.
Oh no, why did you tell me? I also see the screaming face. It's the Van Gogh, the
Yeah.
scream.
A starry night in the 41st millennium.
In the far future, there is only Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Okay, the Dark Lances misses. Now back to the Taloses. Okay, not back to the Taloses. To the Trueborns. Hit, wound on the raider. No armor save.
It's funny though how it's like gone in circles. That
I
at some
think
points it's like
I think he re-rolled. What did you say?
it's funny how it's like going around in circles. So sometimes it's the raider and sometimes it's the venom, and one is always better than the other. You can't really find the balance between them.
Nope.
Do you ever see Ravagers anymore?
No, not really.
Ah, okay.
Too expensive.
Yeah, I remember them
just-
being like this shit before,
Yeah.
way back.
But then they used they shot 3 shots, killed
Yeah.
the Space Marines like crazy.
Yeah, and could like kill vehicles and everything.
Yeah, they were great.
It was basically a slightly more expensive raider, but that shot 3 times as many times.
It didn't have. Did it have transport capacity? No, it
No.
didn't. No.
But like the sweet spot was having 5 people in the boat with like Trueborns or Dark Eldar for the special weapons, and then a Venom was way cheaper and had about the same firepower, but against infantry instead.
Yeah, that was some days.
Yeah, I remember the horrors of the Venom spam.
It was a pain to face.
Yeah.
But I still say second edition Tyranids.
No.
I can't rage enough of those second edition Tyranids, and it's been over like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Barb Strangler, why? OG joke, if anyone remembers second edition.
Yeah, I sure don't though. I think I started in like 3rd. You know the one with the Black Templar cover that they are using for the special.
Yeah, that's the
edition?
3rd
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah.
That was when the game actually became playable.
Yeah, indeed.
But more shooting.
More shooting.
3 wounds. 2 penetratings. I love how they don't point what shoots at what.
Yeah. Maybe they don't even know.
They're just rolling dices.
Yeah. Let's see. Thank you. What did you say about the app? It's called BCP. Yeah, somebody else responded. West Coast pairing. Yeah, it's
Yeah, Drukhari is off in the middle. Just hanging around, I guess. So I think a Kronos is trying to flame into the Hellions. Or Sami is putting some kind of curse over the Hellions.
Yeah.
But so far I'm not impressed with Sami's shooting. He hasn't really done anything substantial.
Yeah. But it feels like that Kronos Blob will, like, aren't they like super potent in melee as well?
Yeah, potent enough to kill raiders.
Yeah. I mean, most things are.
Yeah, well, sure, they
Space
are.
Marine Scouts.
I promise, whoever brings a pure Space Marine Scout army onto a Fantasia GT, I will force the TO to stream that match.
Yeah. Actually, for research, I have a full battle company of scouts.
You have problems, man.
I know.
I have seen the amount of drop pods in your apartment.
Yeah. There should be 24 drop pods hiding somewhere in my house. Some of them have deep strike mishaps, so I don't know. They ended up somewhere else.
You've probably forgotten them somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Who can keep track, anyways?
So one of the raiders is destroyed. So we have a bunch of very tiny models coming out of it.
Yeah.
I will go and double check.
Okay, 40k commentated by a Age of Sigmar player. The blue stuff is jumping out of the blue thing. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the raider died, and that looks like Incubi dropping out of the boat, and, well...
It's Incubis and...
Yeah, you can actually see that Incubi, there's like glaives and shit, so... Yeah. Movement-wise, it places them behind the raider. The raider doesn't leave a wreck anymore, right? So I guess it's to extend the charge for the Taluses and stuff, and then be able to counter charge with Incubi. Smart move, I guess. Yeah, no Rex, that's like 2 or 3 editions ago, right? Sami continues his shooting phase. I didn't hear what he's shooting at though. Ah, okay. What shooting could he bring to bear? Like, most line of sight isn't really seeing the Incubi. I guess it's the rest of the Taluses, but I'm not sure about how potent their shooting is, to be honest. Well, not as in I'm not sure how good they're shooting. I actually have no clue. Maybe you know, Kim. Could a couple of Taluses bring down enough Incubi to put them out of play?
What?
You see, Ludvig, he... that's a good question. I just got here, okay. Well, the Incubi that Ludvig deployed there behind what we can actually switch back so you can sit in the host seat again, to be honest.
What about the Incubi? If they can actually kill the Taluses?
No, like, we have this strike blast ability apparently. So, we're discussing if the Taluses and the Kronos Pain engines have enough DACA to like put them out of play.
Oh, well, if the Incubi can make them fight last,
Yeah.
then probably.
Yeah. So well,
The problem is he doesn't have the Drassar buff.
yeah.
And as long as he can connect with the Taloses, sure. But he has boosted the toughness of the Chronoses with his homuncular. So I doubt it. I think they wound off 5s.
Yeah. So basically, even if there he goes charging
Yeah,
into
he
them.
charges in.
Yeah. So he's gonna strike last, but he's hoping to tank it, I suppose.
He will probably tank it.
Yeah.
I will guess he will just take the punishment. And
Yeah. Accept the trade, basically.
yeah, just accept the trade. I don't even know it's gonna be a trade. I think he will actually kill those incubi.
Yeah, but the Thalases and stuff will take damage. Is what I mean.
Yeah, sure. And he hasn't tied up the 2 raiders or the 3 raiders. But I suppose he's gonna tie up the last raider.
I mean, still has a lot of charging to do.
Yeah, there he ties it up. But then again, the raider can shoot into close combat, maybe wound something. Because I would like to see some really big shots from the Dark Lances, take out a few of those big torture machines.
Yeah.
And I think we have an Archon versus Drazar.
Lore-wise, that seems like a quite unfair fight, but who knows? Maybe it's like one of those really decked-out Archons with everything.
All the pimp equipment.
Yeah, like I have a Shadow Field, I have a Gym Blade, I have a Husk Blade in my other hand, I have combat drugs. What
I also
sword
have
would
2,000 slaves.
Yeah. Like I love this Dark Eldar story where there's like super old Archon that falls in love with this younger female Archon, and he's like looking at his head. He's all, like almost bald and old skin. So what does he do? He goes and skins all his slaves and he just reapplies it.
Reunites.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
it's the Dark Elder way.
Yeah.
A bit kinky.
Yeah, like replace all his own skin and like.
Well,
new
people
hair,
always
etc.
talk about Slaanesh when they want to talk about kinky stuff, but oh my lord, Dark Eldar,
Yeah.
they put Slaanesh to shame.
Yeah. No wonder like they like created Slash.
Just some good old-fashioned depravity.
Yeah, like Slanesh, girl, please. I was doing this before you were even born.
Exactly. So let's see what happens here. So Sami wants to start a fight. He starts with the Incubi into the Hellions.
Ooh.
Uh,
Won't Ludvig have a chance then to break in with something?
yes, he does, and I suppose he will. Unless he had a stroke.
Yeah.
He will probably break in with the Incubi and hopefully do some damage to the Chronoses. So let's see if the dice gods are with Sami now. If we have any new viewers, Sami actually has 3 rods, but we will add the points in the end.
What's a rod?
Retrieve Octarius data. I think no, it was DI actually told that rod means retrieve Octarius data.
Yep.
No, it was TTL. It was
It was
TTL.
TTL, yeah.
Anyway,
What's TTL?
to the last. You need
Kids and those.
you need to have.
I mean, I get typing a short version of the word, but talking, I mean,
It's like one of those old leftist militias. Everything is just shorted KGB, PPK,
yeah.
TTL, ROD. So the Incubi has struck and killed. Is that all of them?
Yeah, but we want you to see the chat, and you know.
There we go.
So he
How
has,
did the close combat went? Did he
one
pick up one raider?
I shot down one raider,
Yeah,
disembarked with Incubi and some Trueborns, And I think we have one Hellion and one Beastmaster still alive with the Incubi. So
What's the purpose of a Beastmaster in a list without beasts, though?
they have some sort of very spooky grenade that do mortal wounds.
Ah,
They have what they have. They have a grenade, which if they hit with the grenade, they count their power to pain one step higher
okay.
for the rest of the battle. So what you usually do is just shoot the Beastmaster as fast as you can through the battlefield and throw the grenade. Save a command point for a reroll and
Enjoy
hit with it.
Yeah, just hit with it. And enjoy the benefits.
Yes.
Enjoy all the benefits. But Ludde did not intervene with the Incubi. Maybe he didn't charge the Incubi? It's just in the Trueborns? Not that I see the point with that.
no, like it feels like he should pounce on the chance to bring to bear like the damage output he has into those incubi before they can like
Strike.
yeah.
Because who cares if he actually kills a few for the Trueborn?
Yeah.
They are expendable. That's why they're there.
Maybe Ludde managed to screen them really well or something. I don't know.
Probably. It must have been, or just a very, very short charge. I didn't see the charge roll.
But don't you have to declare prior to charging what you're charging?
Yes, you do.
So he, yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, that's true. If it,
I'm not quite sure what's happening now.
he's piling in. Yeah, he's just piling in the. I can't really tell what's a Kronos and what's a Talos.
Is there a difference?
The Talos has a scorpion's tail. That's the biggest because there you can see there's a Talos,
Yeah.
the top model, because it has a little tail with a little pew pew,
Ah, okay.
a double pew pew. I'm not quite sure what's happening right now, but
It must be the LSD.
the LSD is kicking in.
The danger of having like a Dark Elder versus Dark Elder.
I shouldn't have taken the combat drugs that Vish offered me.
Yeah. Why is the sky purple?
Why is the sky indoors?
Yeah. Or is it the indoors that's in the sky?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Don't do LSD, kids.
No, don't do LSD. Or drink wash.
The French blue. Mwah.
Okay, if it's not valet of... what is it called?
French blue.
French blue.
Yeah.
Ah, it's from their old uniforms,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's also supposed to be like French blue air, not the regular French blue.
Okay.
It has a more minty aftertaste.
Really?
No.
Okay. Thank God. Why would they flavor the colors? Schooled by the AUS player. I get.
I am pretty knowledgeable. You know?
He is knowledgeable. He's a true nerd.
Yeah.
And I don't paint. I just slobber paint on my models
Yeah. What's the saying? Rather done than pretty.
rather than perfect.
Yeah.
It's also my Instagram name.
Ooh. Shout out.
plug.
Yeah.
They're just shopping away.
I must admit these final few hours of the first day of the tournament is quite exhausting. We don't have the same level of spirit energy anymore. It's
Now I run out of Pepsi. I run out of coffee.
you still have a lot of snooze though.
I have a lot of snooze.
Yeah.
But oh Jesus, I've gone through three snoozes already.
Oh, that's why it's not the combat drugs, you know.
It's just the nicotine.
Yeah. Oh well.
Anyway.
So, our regular host has left again for some well-deserved coffee. I'm gonna try and decipher what's happening here. Yeah, basically he didn't engage those incubi. Like, yeah, I'm not really sure about how well they strike, but it seems like big guys with glaives would be able to put some hurt on stuff, so... Won't Ludvig be able to like counter-charge then and at least kill a few of those Talos? Kronos? Yeah, the torture thingies. Also has like a Helion block down at like the left downward building in the center that he could bring to bear against that unit as well. And I mean, during Ludvig's turn, he still has quite a few rages and elements on the board he could potentially get line of sight on important stuff with. Yeah, maybe Ludvig like did screen those incubi really, really well.
Maybe.
It's the only thing that I can see that would make sense.
But they are... it must be. Otherwise he should have killed them, because there's way too much punchy power in those.
Yeah. Also weird that he didn't dedicate at least like one talent to killing off that raider. It seems like... Oh, it's also filled with incubi. You see there's like a demiclave guy on the back of it.
Mm.
So...
We could have an interesting counterpunch.
yeah, is it the revenge of the incubi now?
No, but can they kill all the Cronoses?
Yeah. The Drasar had some buff for the incubi, right?
Yeah, but Drukhari is a bit far away. Unless
Yeah,
he
but couldn't you
runs
like
him back.
disengage and just run back there and then buff them and just leave the Archon for another day?
But he can't advance when he disengages.
Ah, so how long
So-
move does Drasar have when he
I
disengages?
think it's 8.
Yeah, so 8 inches would be, say, about there. How long is the buff thingy? And when does he pop
Don't
it?
ask me, I'm an Admech player.
Yeah, but like he could potentially, I guess, run back
Potentially,
with...
if he gets deep into those, he
Yeah,
could
and
also
also-
run around the Taloses
Yeah.
with the incubi and
I guess it also matters when he pops it. Like, does it affect them from the movement phase on, or is it a charge phase or
I
a fight
think it
phase?
is an aura.
Yeah, so
I'm not certain,
basically at any point.
but still, Ludde still has a lot of really spicy units. He has an undamaged Helion unit down in the
Yeah, I mean,
southwest objective.
yeah, I meant also that those guys would just have to like a short hop, skip, and a jump, and they could assist on that Talos blob.
Yeah, and he can probably like pull back with one of the raiders, still have line of sight to the Taloses and get the shots off. And then he will be still holding the objective when he moves away with the Helions. Ludde still has a lot of play. I am not sure that Sami has done the damage he needs to do here.
Yeah.
But it's a slow game, so to speak. They haven't done much in 1.5 hours or 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like gone for the Age of Sigmar tournament organizing side, and like later nothing has happened when I come back.
Well, thing had happened. Like they lost a little bit of incubi in the center objective.
Oh, and his leftmost raider shuffled clockwise 2 degrees.
Yeah, but they're important 2 degrees. It's
Yeah.
all about angles.
I thought it was all about ABC.
And the ABC.
Yeah.
Angles and ABC. AABC.
Yeah.
6-inch arrow, thank you.
Yeah, so that's... Unless he managed to like charge the incubi through the Taloses and then stand on the further side from them, closer
But
to
I
Drasar.
don't even think they're engaged. So he can just move around, then charge, use the charge
Oh,
to
yeah,
get
this
even
is,
more distance.
Terrain doesn't matter in this one. You can charge the incubi straight through the wall, right?
Yeah,
Ah.
they're infantry. So
Yeah, then the incubi would just basically have to walk like on the north side around the Taloses and then charge them and had Drasar as disengage.
Mm.
It will also like keep some of the Taloses away from combat that's down below at the raider. I assume.
Probably, but if he can just kill one of those, like 2 or 3 of them, that would swing the game strongly in Ludde's favor, because he has the numbers, he has the manpower.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, but I also think that's the charm with 2 glass cannon armies. Nobody really wants to commit, and then this intensive trading game starts in turn 2-3.
Is the Talus minus 1 damage?
It's the -1 damage coven.
Ah,
So it will be, even the glaives will be hitting like boiled noodles.
yeah.
But you can still get some dark lances in them, and that will do damage.
He needs an old school Vindicator cannon. Just place it on the center Talus and have it hit all the rest of them.
Why do you start talking about the Vindicator?
I don't know. I have to bring stuff that was relevant back when I played.
I still remember the triple Vindicator.
Ah.
Big boomstick.
Yeah.
It was great times. Are they still waiting for rule judging?
I think so. I start talking with Andreas, the organizer. So
Yeah, it's the strike first, strike last.
shenanigans.
That shenanigans.
Yeah, so he's going for the Taluses, I believe, with that.
The incubi.
Yeah. Like the Raiders will make quite cool Age of Sigmar boats.
Ooh.
Yeah, nothing scary. Maybe they'll at most kill like one pain engine or something.
Yeah, but this is in Sami's turn.
Ah,
So he can still fall back and then shoot and maybe do something. And he will get some movement towards the objective. After consolidations and so on.
yeah. Like -1 damage on the whole Cohen, that seems really, really strong.
But it's just the Taluses and the Cronoses, I think.
Ah, okay.
It's that where it plays the most matter anyway.
But can't you like split up sub-factions in 40k that you take like one detachment from here and one detachment from there?
Yeah, but you lose a lot of special rules. Like if you take Space Marines and then you take some Imperial Guard into that army, then you
Yeah,
lose...
but like here, if you would just keep it within Dark Eldar, that you would take like one coven.
They do. They actually... I think Ludvig has 3 different covens. No, he has 1 coven, but Sami has 3 different covens.
Seems needlessly advanced, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I didn't remember it. Because it would be too much to remember. And next time we will just make sure that we can post a list in a link or something.
Yeah.
So that you listeners and watchers can check it for yourself.
Yeah.
But it's Drukhari. It's a run up and punch you in the face army.
Yeah. Basically, anything that gets hit will die, and anything that hits will kill whatever it hits.
Exactly.
In this matchup, except the Taluses, then.
Except the Taluses and...
Which is why you maybe bring Taluses to this matchup.
We will see. We will see.
Yeah, I believe in Ludvig though. Like, it seems like he has a plan to bring them now.
Both of them seem to have a plan.
So, Arkan versus Drasar as well. Wait, are they fighting now?
They're still fighting. We're just discussing rules for an hour.
Well, is it still Sami's face, or?
Yeah, it's still Sami.
Ah, I thought it was... Yeah, it's been a slow game, I guess.
It's been a slow game. It's still turn 3.
Yeah.
And they played for 2 hours. The next 2 turns need to be quick.
Correction, we started recording 2 hours ago.
Oh, exactly. I forgot to record like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, the deployment.
Yeah, the deployment.
So yeah, almost pushing 2.5 hours, I'd say. Well, it's not actually that bad, but still on a turn 3, I guess.
Yeah, if they just kill a few models, then this will be 2 quick rounds
Yeah.
of just scoring. But it's been a really low scoring game. They've been playing so defensively up until this point.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do the gamble at some point if you want to win a table diff tournament where it's 20-0 and not just win-loss.
Yeah,
So-
you have to. We discussed it in game 2. Sure, it was the Dark Angel match. Sure, he did misplay. He played too aggressively. But sooner or later, someone has to commit. Otherwise, you will just play 10-10, and none of you will advance.
Yeah.
Because you need to score those 20s.
Yeah.
At least 17.
Yeah, personally, I enjoy that system a lot more than just the pure win-loss. I mean, if this would have been just pure win-loss, nothing would have prevented them from just tagging objectives and just standing behind cover until the game ended. And just having somebody who got like slightly in the lead, the other person has to dedicate, and another guy has like all the advantage and just wins.
The thing is with the 20 point system is that you need to take risks.
Yeah.
Because you need to go on the offensive and prevent the opponent from scoring. In a win-loss, then you just play to get your points and win with 1 point.
Yeah.
Sure, some armies are worse in the 20-point system, like Necrons, for example,
Yeah.
because they can win, but they will never win like a 20-0.
Yeah.
It will not happen unless they completely outplay their opponent. But it shouldn't happen. At least not on these people's level.
Yeah. The Lud 11.
the Ludilevs.
Yeah.
And as we said, Sami is top-ranked Blood Angel playing in Sweden.
Yeah. In Scandinavian, I think.
Oh, even Scandinavia.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. I think he said that like yesterday in the locale.
Probably. But he's played a lot of Blood Angels.
Yeah, indeed.
But I don't think this is his first tournament with Drukhari. I think he played a few tournaments down south.
Yeah, indeed.
Where does he live now?
Yeah.
Linköping?
Yeah, I think
Stockholm?
south-ish.
In a direction south from here, which means the entire world.
Well, I mean, it's Game of Thrones logic. We're beyond the wall up here. Basically, everyone else is a Southlander.
That's very true. If anybody wants to visit Fantasia Fanatic, then I would strongly recommend it.
Yeah, you go past the ice wall and then turn left.
Yes, when you see the White Walkers, turn left.
Yeah. Don't worry, ice zombies is just a small issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cozy, medium-sized tournament, I'd say.
Yeah, it is a cozy medium-sized, usually around like 80 to 100 players.
Yep.
What is happening?
I have no clue.
I think it's Lud's turn now.
Yeah.
So they're done fighting.
Yeah. And I mean, Ludde sounds agitated, but he always sounds agitated, so
Yeah,
it's hard to tell.
He's agitated when he's happy.
Yeah.
It's his baseline.
Yeah. Did the Drassar die? I can't see him anymore. Did we miss something? Yeah, I think we did.
Where is Drassar?
He was standing like there at the Raiders, but
Yeah, he was standing on the objective, but he's gone now.
yeah, neither he nor the Archon is there anymore. Did they both die?
No. I think did the Archon jump back in? I think the Archon jumped back into the Raider.
Yeah, the Archon. If he did beat up Drassar, I'm disappointed in Drassar.
Yeah, but the Jin Blade is quite nice. Ignore invulnerable saves.
It's freaking Drassar.
Ah, well, that's true.
Well, lore-wise, Drassar is a badass, but he's apparently a badass as well in the game.
Yeah, he's a true beating stick.
Like, we have to turn that crater thingy upside down. I can't take it anymore. It's staring at me. But the issue is that it's like 3 points.
So should I spin it?
Yeah, it would be like a face no matter how. Like, I imagine if you turn that like 90 degrees clockwise, it would look like Pengu or something. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, well, maybe if people don't know what Pengu is anymore. Talk some more about second edition.
Second edition. Well,
That was a joke at you being old.
shut up. Ain't you older than me?
Am I?
No, you're younger than me.
I'm like way younger than you.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, you are. Oh, crap. I'm old.
Yeah.
But they are still older than me.
Yeah. Oh well.
So Ludde is doing some shuffling on the southern objectives. We need to zoom. What did he just place there on the objective? Ah, it's his claw beast thingy.
The claw beast thingy.
Yes. So he has one
I believe the proper term is clawed fiend.
claw fiend, claw beast thingy. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. If they know Drukhari.
Yeah. Why is he playing with 2 clawed beast thingies, by the way?
Objectives.
Ah, okay.
Just the whole objectives.
Are they fast or tanky, or what's the purpose?
They are small and easy to hide.
Ah,
That's a big boon in 40k. Just being easy to hide, being cheap, so you can sacrifice them on objectives.
okay.
I can see the cogs in Ludde's head spinning furiously.
How did he just move like 20 inches?
I think he disembarked
Ah.
from the
Oh, so he
radar.
just like placed them there and then said what they were and then moved them, I guess.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Just place them within range. It's easier than first moving them outside of the radar within 3 inches, and then
Yeah, but I mean, he put them at like the southernmost objective before he moved them there. It looked like they were like jump pack marines or something, just going ham.
But I think he still has the succubus down in the southmost objective, so I
Yeah.
think he's planning on it just slicing up those last racks who stand there,
Well, I mean, it does have infinite attacks, right?
basically. Hits on 2s, wounds on 2s.
Yeah. I actually faced the succubus once when I played 40k.
Mhm.
It like jumped out of the radar and had like so OP stats, everything. Tanglefoot grenaded it with like one of my Custodes units.
Ooh, Tanglefoot grenade.
Yeah, and it's like, I have bolters. Yeah, and then that tail ended.
And that was the story of the succubus that tried.
Yeah. Have you seen they're making a miniature game of the Total War game?
What?
Nah, it's just a joke. I saw it on Twitch, like
Okay.
for Warhammer Total War 3. So basically, Old World, it's gonna be a copy paste of the design from
Okay.
Warhammer Total War. Yeah, I make jokes when I'm tired. Deal with it.
And I'm too tired to understand them.
Yeah, we're the perfect combo.
Yes. We'll run around in circles.
Still have to do like the painting competition thing after this, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, but then we can post that to the homepage so everyone can see all the gorgeous models we have on the tables.
Yeah, so stay tuned or check in the Fantasia homepage or like the Facebook or something. You can find that shit if you Google, and we will have like a best in show there.
We can post a link in the chat.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's post. That's actually a quite good idea. Trying to do CC in second with more than 2 models. Shrugs. Yeah. Let's see, Facebook and.
Close combat in second edition was just horrible. The rules were so broken.
Yeah. There we go.
There we have the homepage. We will post the pictures there later.
Yeah. As well, maybe on the YouTube in some poll-like form. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not in charge of the base painting competition, so I'm surprisingly uninformed about it.
Me too.
So.
Gå och dubbelkolla poäng.
Yeah. Jimmy's gonna go and double check the points.
Japp. Japp. Ska vi se, ett wound på... Så. Från Darklansen. Klarar vi? En till. Se, sprängas. Så 5 skada. Vänta, jag måste dubbelkolla. Har han insensible to pain? Jag vet faktiskt inte. Det här är ju typ 3 matcher. Så han har antingen totat eller inte alls varit i närheten. Jaha. Det är lite osäkert men har keyword insensible. Ja, precis. Och om då står han lite. Vad har han? Då står han. 1. Det skulle vara kul.
Men det får vara så.
Det spelar inte jätte... Alltså, det är lite... Alltså, han kommer dö ändå.
Nej, men han gör inte det. Han ställer sig på 2 I alla fall, pickar härifrån, in i biken.
Jajamän.
Ja, det är en full 10. Så börjar med granat. 6 skott.
Mycket bra.
Miss. Inget hot.
Nej.
Fast 5.
Ja.
Ja. 6.
Men det var lite oväntat att jag inte fick 0 wounds.
Jättemycket träffar. 3 wounds.
Times 5.
Men det är poison vapen.
Ja, just det. Sorry, my bad. 2 går igenom. Så en bike då.
Yes, då är den där. Ja. Då kör ingen mer.
Nej.
Då chargear vi.
Yes.
Han ska in de 2.
Japp.
Ja.
Det är bara att köra.
Lugnt. Ja. Det blir asbra. Här är det truebortsen.
Vill jag skjuta overwatch här? De är 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. De är... Hur många är
Så
det?
inte med alla. 7 stycken är det.
Nej, det gör jag inte. Jag ser typ bara med 3. Fuck it, 7. Kör! Nej!
Jag kommer bränna CP på detta. Kom igen nu.
Nej.
3 tum. Nej, det räcker inte.
För det har bestämt. 4 va? 5. Ja, det var mer än 2. För ni, jo, precis, 9 gick till 4. Så var det. Ja, det var jobbigt. Det där trodde jag inte.
So Henrik ran away to get something to drink. We've updated the points. Still a really close game. Ludvig behind with 2 points. With tournament points, that is still a draw. He needs at least 5 more points. What am I saying? 3 more. Yeah, 5 more points. The brawl is continuing. Let's see what Ludvig does. He charges in with the Incubi into the Taloses and the Chronoses. Sure. And then we have a double charge from the Hellions into the Incubi and the Talos. But I think he is focusing on removing the Incubi from the they're being a bit picky right now because I think both of them know that this is a deciding moment. If Ludde manages to push back this assault, then the game is very much over for Sami. But it's good that we have another close game here at the stream. Okay, he charges. Okay, Ludvig is really committing everything to destroying those Taloses. Probably the right choice. Because they need to be removed. So Ludvig starts with the Hellions. And here we have the Pylons. So about half of them will fight into Incubi and half of them into the Talos. So 6 Hellions, including the leader, will fight the Incubi. So 6 into the Incubi, 3 into the Talos. Totaling 25 attacks into the Incubi. They're starting to ask about time. They realize that it's really tight. They only have 30 minutes. So it's 15 hits with 15 boots with AP1 and 3 with AP2. 4 dead Incubis, and all of them are dead. Sami's laughing at the demise of his own Incubi. Classic Sami move. A few misses. 5s to wound. A single wound. Sami wants to interrupt. Let's see what he chooses. The Kronos will interrupt. So 12 attacks. So one Incubi, one Kronos will fight the Incubi in the south, and 2 of them will fight the northern more Incubis. Okay, they're starting to get tired, mixing up damage and AP. So only 1 wound from the first Talos in the first Incubi unit. I expected more. So the Incubis will now fight the Cronoses. Everything hits from the incubi. He saves the first 3, this last 3. 2 go through. Feel no pain, but they go through as well. 1 Talos dies. Next incubi unit into the Chronoses again. Everything hits. 5 to wound. So 4 wounds on with the second swing. He has 2 wounds left. One wound. So he saved both wounds on the Feel No Pain. One goes through. And another Kronos is dead. The Vicious in the back. So we have 5 Vicious going into the Talos. Ludvig drops a few dices on the floor. So another Talos bites the dust. Only 2 Taloses and 1 Kronos left. And Ludde has a lot of stuff left. This will spiral out of control. So the Kronos will attack. Okay, the Kronos have already attacked. The boat attacks. 1 wound from the boat. One wound from the boat. Those raiders, man. So Sami will now fight back down at the southmost objective. Five wounds. They're speeding up now. They want to try to squeeze in another turn. So it takes 1 wound. And then 6 more armor saves. 4 wounds. 3 dead. And now 3 vicious plus a sergeant into the Archon on the southernmost objective. 3 is the wound. 7 wounds on the Archon. So there's 1 wound left. They're currently scoring. Let's see here. So they go straight into fighting here. He's hitting the Hellions. And now it's 4 attacks into the vicious. 3 wounds. 2 dead. That was the shooting from the Talos and Cronoses. So the Archon runs forward, throws a grenade on the Vicious, or the Incubus. Sami seems to be thinking quite a lot what we want to do with the Kronos, if he should remain in combat or fall back. But he finally decides to stay in combat. He's trying to reach the objective. They now realize that they can't reach the lowermost objective. I can see they're stressed, they're shaking the table. this is what a stressed Warhammer player looks like. So a few vicious jumps out and advances. So the two raiders will try to shoot down the middlemost raider. Hit with a reroll. Wound. Pen. 4 wounds. Next boat. Another wound. Goes through. Oh my god, it was a destroy boat, didn't explode.
Här borta. Hitta.
So the firstborn, trueborns are shooting the vicious. 3 wounds with splint rifles. Five total into the vicious. 2 dead vicious. I will just mention that we need to double check the points later because they are a bit stressed. I don't want to go there and pressure them and ask them because they only have a few minutes to go. Because I think Ludvig has more points that are hidden somewhere. But at the moment it looks like a Ludvig victory or a draw.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually running out of time.
Yeah,
So-
they're gonna run out of time.
Yeah.
But Ludvig still needs to get these points because they started the turn.
Okay.
So Ludvig at least needs to score his primaries. So we have a small charge there. I think we have another game here that goes into overtime. As we see, the stress has built up now, so they can't really lift their hands enough. Hand-eye coordination is gone. So into assault phase, charges, trueborn into vicious. An 18 charge. Okay, it wasn't trueborns, it was the mandrakes. That was all the charges for Sami. do not have the command points to interrupt. The Talos will strike last. The Kronos will strike last. The Talos also strikes last. So now the Mandrakes will attack into the Vicious.
Ja, precis. Jag tog 20 nu. Alltså, ja. Så känn attacker in där. Ja, de träffar jag.
You mean blah blah blah.
Yeah, so well, this game is going a bit over time, but we'll
We will finish it.
yeah.
Since it's on the stream, it will be finished. One Wish is still alive. And it took 4 mortals. Oh, that was big. Now he can't consolidate onto the objective as he wanted. I don't know what happened there, but the Trueborns charged into the final wish somehow. So 2 additional mortals into the Trueborns and the Vicious Dead. Time for Ludvig to fight. One dead Trueborn. 2 dead because of mortal wounds. 1 additional mortal wound. Everything hits. 3 hits on the Vicious. 2 dead. The Incubi into the Talos. Or is it the Hellions hitting the Talos? 2 wounds. One wound on the Talos. Ah, it was the Incubi. Now it's time for the Hellions. '29 attack from the Hellions into the Talos. Let's see if they can deliver the business. For AP1s to go through. 1 additional wound. Saved 1 on Feel No Pain. One wound left on the Talos. Ludvig throws a few more dice on the floor. 4 AP2 hits. Natalis is dead. Let's explode. Nope. No explosions. Another bring it down for Ludvig. Everything into the Kronos. So the Kronos survives with 1 wound. So the boat attacks the Kronos. Everything hits. 1 wound. Failed armor save. Nope. Dead. Does not explode. Seven attacks into the Vicious down south. So Ludvig has clocked out. We will ask them afterwards.
Ja, men du fick ju 15. Ja, du får ju ta alla. Jag tänkte jag kan plocka över alla.
We will ask them about the points afterwards. Right now they're running on overtime and kind of stressed. So I will take them in for an interview and ask them about this thrilling ride.
Yeah. I mean, it's late.
Yeah, it's late.
We can serenade the Twitch audience, you know. Listen to my voice. We're going on a journey. Where that journey might lead.
Yeah, thank you everyone who's been watching this stream today. And you're still the ones who are still going strong after 10 hours. You should have a gold star.
Yeah. We peaked at 50 viewers though.
Oh,
And
we peaked at 50 viewers. That's
yeah,
quite good. More
like,
than I expected.
And had a stable 30-ish, but now we're down below 20, I believe.
Oh, well, it's late.
Yeah, and it's been a quite stagnant game, so I
Yeah.
can't blame people.
I can't blame them either. It hasn't been much movement.
Yeah.
Och sen, eller förlåt, jag kanske kör. Titta.
I really don't know what they're doing now.
Vi står bara där. Inget på hör. Vi har fått det på hör.
If anybody wonders, Ludvig has clocked out, so he is not allowed to do anything apart from taking armor saves and scoring. They're summarizing the points now. They're just doing the finishing moves, so Sami can deny the last points. He still has like a minute on the clock. They probably started the clock a bit too late because the game is supposed to be over already. So he's He's charging in with an Archon, going to fight some Vicious. People are asking if they're in turn 1 million, but no, they're only in turn 5. So now Ludvig is asking Sami, what is the score? And they both say, I have no idea. So I will go and ask, they will summarize the points, then I will bring them in for an interview, and we can give it a summary of what they actually scored, because those last 2 rounds were so quick, I didn't even bother to try to keeping up with the scoring. Be right.
10, 10, 15. Du tog 10, 10, 15, 10. Eller hur? Ja. Nej, du tog 10, 10, 5. 10, 10, 15, 5. 7 väl? Den här sista rundan så står jag på den med de wisharna. Så sista rundan...
Ja, men du går två. Nej, du går först.
Ja, så du får inte... I sista rundan så lyckas jag med i första. Där, med de wisharna.
Antar det.
Ska du köpa något på vägen också?
Du har 10, 10.
Så då får
Första
jag...
rundan
Ingen aning.
15. Och sen får du 5.
Ser ni hur många som kollar på
Och
streamen?
sen så
Det
sista
var väl
får du
snitt
noll.
ungefär 30, pika runt 50.
Wow! Det sista blir det. Ja, jag tar i slutet på
Får du
rundan,
se
men
kommentarer eller någonting från dem som...
Jo, det är chatt som rullar. Dock det har varit ganska dött nu efter klockan. Typ.
48 plus 12.
Ja, sista matchen har varit ganska...
Kom det några kommentarer
Och så 70
när jag
för
spelade?
emulator.
Mer än att jag missade skarabberna och helt reanimate.
Nej, ingen kommenterade på att jag var tvungen att rätta till dig att reanimera skarabber.
Ja, just det.
Och jag, alltså det står en Talos där också. Kronos. Men hade jag inte plockat ut så hade jag ju Kronos och dött också.
Ja, men har ni final score?
Ja, det har vi.
Vad är den final score?
83-70 till Sami, så det är en 11-9 va?
Vill ni prata om matchen lite grann?
Alltså så jävla stökig.
Ja,
Men jag har aldrig klockat ut en vet lite.
vill ni gå in och prata med publiken?
Ja, det kan vi göra.
Det är bara att hålla in nerverna här.
Ska vi
spela på bord 2 matcher i rad.
Ja, men då kan du inte ringa.
Ja, precis. Jag ska veta. Det är någon på en listematch, det är typ ett stort monster som hela listan är byggd av. Så
okej. Ja, ja.
det är många objektiv som tror jag.
Har du mött dem förut?
Inte den listan och inte sen han blev så bra som han blev. Han är klassad som bland de bästa.
Ja, ja.
Det är inte så långt ifrån heller. Så jag tror att det... Men han sa att han hade tjänat också. Tänker ta det där med dem imorgon.
Vem är det som sitter och...
Okej.
So now we have the two Drukhari players here, Sami and Ludvig. Talk a little bit about the game. We can start with you, Sami. That turn one, a few.
Oh, I played so bad. So basically, I had a plan of trying to basically play it slowly first turn to try to survive with my Kronos and Taluses. Mid-ruin, get a good position going first, which was great for my list against your list, basically. However, I also did a major fuck up by charging 3 boats instead of just like 2, which was my plan.
And what did you forget?
I
Insane bravery. You should never
yes,
have taken that
and I forgot the insane bravery. I was like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's fine, and it wasn't fine. And I fled, and I didn't deny you 5 points basically, which sucked.
I see that
But
you're
and
still a
also-
bit
I
more
mean, there were like more important dice rolls as well. Because
Yeah.
the witch charge, 5 in charge,
Yeah, that
down to a
was
catalyst,
huge.
that it would have been a 10-10.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
also like,
That was
Yeah.
massive. Like for me, you missing that roll was
Yeah.
super massive.
and also
Uh,
obviously me clocking out, so I
yeah.
couldn't kill the
Talos and
Talos,
Kronos and Kronos.
and that's also 5 points in them, so
Yeah.
kind of
So, but what was the final score then?
11-9 to Sami.
Yeah.
11-9 in the end. Because in the end, I didn't even bother to try to keep up with all your chattery because you were so stressed. But Ludvig, when you got that first turn, when you saw him messing up the fire and fade,
I didn't get the first turn.
but
No.
in the first turn,
Yeah, in the
when
first
he
turn.
messed up the fire and fade so that you could shoot it,
Yeah.
all of
I mean,
his.
to be honest, it didn't really matter because it's just the boat that
Yeah.
dies. The trooper are still alive.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
It
it
wasn't
doesn't really
the
do
end of the-
anything, to be honest. It's
ba-
one Darklands away, but that's all.
Basically, my brain didn't register. I played like last tournament. I played like the other weekend,
Yeah.
last weekend, or maybe the weekend before. There was weekend before, I think. And in a lot of the Stockholm tournaments that I attend to use the VTC terrain. So basically, I just looked at the L shape, and the base was just not there for me because we played with some of those ruins, but they did not exist. We just counted the L.
Yeah.
So basically, I was like, I'm fine. I can stand here with my boat. I was like, yeah, I can see you here in the train. Like, yeah, that's right. That's according to the companion. That's true. Yeah, okay. I feel
It
bad
was
now.
good.
It was very sloppy of me. No, so yeah, that was bad as well. But it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't the biggest thing for the match, that charge, or the shooting the Trubon boat, but the charge.
Yeah, I mean,
miss-
it's still on the boat that dies.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
troopers
yeah.
are the actual important ones, and
yeah.
like, yeah,
No, another interesting point was when Drassar jumped out of the boat and charged the Kronos.
yeah. I kind of wanted to like feel what they could actually take.
Yeah, because
Uh,
it felt like you were like selling him cheap because
Yeah,
he
kind
would
of.
never kill the Cronoses. What do they have, like toughness 7?
Yeah, toughness 7, neg 1 damage.
Yeah, and he would never kill them. Do you feel that was a bit of a mistake? Maybe
Yeah,
should
obviously.
have-
Yeah,
Like both Archon and
but I was
the units of 10 witches, I should have like played more defensively with them.
yeah.
And also, yeah, I mean there were some like small mistakes as well. Like for example, my witches not going into the ruin to kill your
to my
homunculus.
homunculus, that was not that great.
Yeah.
That would,
So there were a lot of like small mistakes that
Yeah.
I would like to change. Obviously, Rossar was quite a big one. but
Just
Other-
giving
other
him
than-
to your opponent
other
for
than
no
Drassar.
reason.
I think it went pretty well. So
But in the end, it was almost a draw. Very close
Yeah.
game. So we had 2 really close games in a row, and I must say thank you to both of you
Thank you.
for an entertaining, very movement-focused game
Yeah. Oh,
and positioning-focused.
it was a positioning focus game, all my game, and I really did some bad mistakes in the beginning. I shaped up a slight bit in the end, at least.
yeah, absolutely. And obviously me clocking out was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
That Ludvig clocked out was probably the worst thing that could have happened.
Obviously, yeah.
Because both of you played really well. At least I
I
thought
think.
so.
I mean, if I would have actually had like time left to do things, I quite easily would have been able to kill the Talos,
Yes.
and that's 5 points for just that.
Yeah.
So that would have been a 10-10.
Yeah.
And also maybe the witches would
Yeah.
have been able to like just walk to the banners
Yeah.
and everything.
But it was like
So it would have been a very different game
Yeah.
if we.
But-
I won't say that
I would
something
like to. I
would have
like,
happened.
Yeah. I would
but I
like
mean-
to replay this game, basically like not fucking up the Hellions in the first turn,
Yeah.
and letting them die because that gives me one trade. It locks up one of the boats to not be able to fall back and shoot, so you lose one lance and some movement, which is nice. And like all those things, it would be really fun to play it again. And it felt like this was the second really hard game of the day. The previous one against was really bad against Thousand Suns, which was a massively painful matchup.
It is. Well, thank you both of you, and maybe see you tomorrow.